Well, good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you are bundled up inside because it's really cold outside. Well, even though we are starting to see some lighter showers moving out of the region, especially for the northern San Joaquin Valley, and we've been mostly dry through the Sacramento region, another big winter storm headed our way. This one is going to be wetter, it has more snow associated with it, and I'm going to explain why in just a moment. So again, as some of you are coming online here, welcome. Happy Friday to you. Hopefully you had a lovely Thanksgiving evening with your family and stayed dry for this last storm that rolled on through. So many traffic problems right now in this year. We have a couple of roads that are actually shut down. They're turning traffic around. There's not even that much snow falling, but we've got so many people on the roads and spinouts that it's causing big traffic problems. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this around and get to some of these graphics. Again, we're actually not seeing too much in the way. Let me turn this. Let me make sure that light is now on. There we go. Let's make sure the sound is on. Yes, fabulous. Okay, we've had a lot of problems over the past couple of days, so I wanted to make sure that we actually have the sound on. Again, we're not seeing too much in the way of wet weather tonight, and tonight through early tomorrow is going to be our best opportunity for heading up into the Sierra or certainly traveling around town. So I would suggest, if you can, to leave tonight or early tomorrow morning. I just want to share this real quick on my page here. Update on the next big system moving in. And we're going to take a look at the timeline coming up in just a second. Okay, now we're all ready to go. So everybody's kind of wondering about their own particular city. As you can see, we're not seeing too much on the radar tonight. Some showers moving through the northern San Joaquin Valley. Stockton and Modesto getting some light showers for today for Black Friday shopping. Now in the Sierra, really not much of anything, but there are so many spinouts up there that we've got traffic held from time to time. Now this is the system that I'm looking at in the Pacific that's going to bring us big weather changes, and it all gets going tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so here we are. This is the latest in the Pacific. And as we kind of zoom out here, tonight we'll see the showers come to an end. Here's a look at our Saturday morning forecast. It's actually fantastic. We'll see some cloud cover, but no showers. This is something we haven't seen in several days, just a region-wide look with very few showers out there. But you can see the green looming off the coast here. That is what is headed inland by the time we get to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Headed over towards San Francisco, you're going to find rain, heavy at times, gusty winds as well, especially over the causeway or any of the bridges. And then throughout the course of the afternoon and evening, that's when the snow starts to develop for the foothills and the Sierra. Now it is going to be higher elevation snow, but up there in the upper foothills could see a light dusting before it turns over to rain. But Placerville, Auburn, Colfax, all looking at rain, as well as Grass Valley. Not so much in the way of snow like what we saw last time with that cold system. So at 8 o'clock, I know we've got a couple of high school games going on for some of the playoffs, but sorry, I've got to adjust here. So shaking around, I need to scoot closer to my desk. We'll see some occasional heavy rain coming in. Kevin, I'll get to those totals in just a minute because this is a warmer storm and it holds a lot of moisture. So as we head through our Saturday evening, look at how some of the heavier bands start coming through late on Saturday evening through early Sunday, ponding on the roadways possible if you are traveling. Again, look at the comparison of how we start off the day compared to how we end the day. I mean, it is a drastic difference here. And this will go all through the valley, over towards the coast, into the Sierra. But you're starting to see these pockets of green up here in the Sierra. That's our indication of that warmer air working in. Now, we've got a winter storm warning in effect. We'll go over that. But let me show you real quickly, why is this storm so different? Well, we've got this big moisture tap. Look at how it's surging from the southern part of our viewing area, Southern California. So this is not even into the Central Pacific, but almost nearly the Central Pacific, tapping into this low right here. So as that low starts to head our way and draw in this moisture, it is going to be a warmer storm. So the timeline looks very different with this storm than, say, the last one. Friday, showers are ending, and then we get into this red zone here, both Saturday and Sunday. Our snow level will start at roughly 2,500 feet, but then we continue to see that warmer air working in on Sunday with valley rain and wind, Sierra snow. And even though it will be lighter rain and snow, we're still going to have some snow at about 6,500 to 7,000 feet, and in some locations up to about 7,500 feet. So you can see how we see this timeline here really bring that snow level up throughout the course of this system rolling on through. So Saturday, it starts off pretty low, but look at this, how we start to go up to about 7,500 feet. Still close to pass level there on Monday. Jamie wanted to know the yellow and orange on the last page. I believe that was this one right here. So really, this Monday, sorry if we didn't get to see that. Monday, lighter rain and snow with our snow level about 6,500 to 7,000 feet. Could go up to about 7,500 feet later in the day. Susan commenting that got family coming home tomorrow morning from I think Woodland to Modesto. How do we look? Tomorrow morning's great, Susan. Not much of a problem at all. We won't see this storm move in until noon and afterwards. So let's see. Olivia kind of wanting to know, what about west area of Stanislaus County? Yes, we will see the rain there as well. Stonyford, California. So, gosh, I forgot what the elevation is in Stonyford. Let me just look this up. And in the meantime, let me go ahead and show you, again, this timeline of what we're looking at. Tomorrow morning, it is basically dry, but then by roughly around 3 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see the rain really pushing through, but it becomes really heavy by the evening. So Stonyford, 1,100 feet. No, it's going to be rain. Where is this? This is in Sacramento, California, Stockton, Modesto, Yuba City, San Francisco. You can see the Tahoe Basin as well. Jamie wanting to know 2 before that. Okay, so I think that I think we're looking at this map here. So the yellow will mean more moderate rain. Orange will mean slightly heavier rain. Green is going to be our lighter rain. That's kind of the coloring that we use here. Okay. Any hail or anything in Dixon? We're not seeing much in the way of thunderstorm risk with this storm right now, as far as that is concerned. What about driving on Sunday? Driving on Sunday is going to be nasty. We'll see some hit and miss showers, but mostly starting off the day with really some heavier rain, and then we'll see some of that backing off through the afternoon. Where is this storm coming from at the end of the week? That's still out in the Pacific. We've got a lot brewing out there. This one, though, that's going to be hitting us tomorrow is out here in the Pacific right now, but as it starts to move its way towards California, it pulls in this moisture south of us, and look at this big fetch of moisture. This goes all the way out to Hawaii. That pulls in this moisture. We used to call these pineapple expresses, and now we call them atmospheric rivers, because it's kind of like a big hose getting turned on to California. It's a very typical system that will move through. This is nothing out of the ordinary. The one that just hit was really quite extraordinary for how low the pressure went and how low the snow levels went for that time of year. I want to go over totals, though. This is what we're expecting in terms of our rain totals. About 1.5 inches to almost 2.5 inches of rain in some places by the time we get into Monday. That just illustrates how warm the storm is and how much moisture it's going to have. It will really feel like it's just relentless rain at times, especially tomorrow night, starting to ramp up right about this time tomorrow night. That's when we really start to see the heavier rain moving in. May be able to run some errands earlier in the afternoon, but by the late afternoon through the evening, it is going to be just really coming down. Sierra snow, super big problems up there for for the Sierra. Anywhere from 1 to 4 feet of snow coming in. So we have a winter storm warning that goes into effect at 3 o'clock tomorrow and will last until 6 o'clock on Sunday. We will see that snow level continuing to push its way up the hill, but up to 2 feet of snow for the lower elevations, and could see upwards of 4 feet closer to Lassen. Travel delays are going to continue. Again, right now, this is pretty far out in the Pacific, but we have about, less than 24 hours. I'm thinking closer to around 16 to 18 hours before this actually makes its arrival. Tonight, we don't have much going on the radar. It's actually not a bad situation here. We have a few spotty showers on the eastern side of the San Joaquin and Stanislaus County area. And then for the Sierra, Yosemite getting some snow showers, but most of the snow ending for the Sierra. I wouldn't say that it's going to be totally in the clear for tonight, because we have multiple spinouts tonight, and that will be a problem. So even though I'm talking about this is our best window of opportunity for travel, we will actually have the potential for problems in the Sierra because there's already snow on the ground. They just haven't been able to clear it as quickly as the cars are coming through. So be aware of that. Trying to answer your questions here on anybody that has concerns about the travel, because my number one priority is to make sure that everybody is safe, obviously, with this. Let's see. This storm is like it was in 2003. Yeah, it's coming very, very quickly as far as how much we're seeing and the consistency of these storms. Just about a week and a half ago, we weren't seeing anything in the pipeline breaking through that big ridge of high pressure, and now we've got a number of storms that will be loaded up in the forecast. In fact, the long-range planner, if we're looking at 8 to 14 days, is calling for wetter than average conditions across the state. This is the state of California right here, Nevada, Oregon, so really all throughout the Pacific Northwest, stretching through about Central California, is calling for wetter than average conditions for about the next 8 to 14 days. A rundown of how much we're actually going to see from this system. The valley, 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain. For the foothills, it'll start off as snow and then turn to rain, and we could see about 3 to 4 inches of rain in the foothills of rain. In the Sierra, 1 to 4 feet of snow. Susie wanting to know when it will hit. Let's just go over that timeline once again, because that really is the key point here that I want to make. Tomorrow morning at midnight, we will see just a few light showers towards Yuba City. All of this exits. So that last storm system really hung on quite some time, and now we've got this next one moving in as early as about 1 o'clock in the afternoon for San Francisco, and then it starts to move its way east through the valley by about 3 o'clock. The heaviest rain will actually start to hit about 8 o'clock in the evening, lasting until about 11 o'clock. So Susie wanting to know when will it hit. On his way to Alturas now on Highway 299. So let me check 299 real quick, because I'm not really sure where that all goes. Okay, so that's up by Redding. That's a little bit north of this, but we've got another one that's expanded just a little bit more. So we can see all the way up towards Redding. So here we are, Saturday morning. Actually some snow showers happening there, but if you're headed up there right now, you can see we're fairly dry through tonight. Some spotty showers arriving by tomorrow morning, but if you make it up there by, let's say midnight, you should be fine up towards 299. So if you're traveling statewide, this is what things are looking like for tomorrow. I'm going to back this up just a little bit so you can see the timeline. By the way, if you're trying to get your bearings here, this is the timeline of what we're expecting. Again, the white and the purplish color, that's going to be snow. And then the rain is in green, heavier rain is in yellow and orange. So tomorrow morning we are dry, but then heading into the afternoon, this is what heads our way. And you'll notice there's that big fetch of moisture just bullnosing right into Central California through Sacramento and along the coast. Southern California kind of on the missing part of this. This is going to be mostly heading north because of that low just kind of pulling this to the north of us. So Southern California travel not quite as problematic as what we saw over the Wednesday, Thursday, even early today travel period. Sunday at noon, still hitting from about Fresno roughly to about Sacramento and up towards Redding. Snow levels will be rising at this point, again, because of this warm feed that's coming in. Now, this will have a lot of moisture with it, so we'll see some heavy rain right along the coast towards Santa Cruz, San Jose, even over towards Monterey, and then moving its way in towards the central and southern San Joaquin Valley and Sacramento area. This will be on and off all day on Sunday into Monday. And at that point, we see mostly rain. Look at that for the Sierra. By Monday afternoon, snow level will be above the passes in some places, not so much along 395, 120, Highway 4, a bit more affected by the snow than, say, I-80, Highway 50, as well as 49 will be mainly rain. I know we were seeing snow in Grass Valley but with this last storm, but this is going to be a rain event. Okay, so we have gone over a lot of information. I sure appreciate your time joining us on this Friday evening. If you have to travel again, if you can make it out early tomorrow until about noon, that's going to be our best chance for dry travel. It may not be the best because everybody's on the roads trying to have the same idea. I don't want to travel in the rain and the snow, but at least you'll have that. So we'll have an update tonight at 11 o'clock on the LNT and give you the latest on the timing, updated rain and snowfall totals. But until then, hope you have a great Friday night. All right, thanks for joining us, by the way, right here.